I opened up an Italian restaurant really simply because I love Italian food. I love Italian culture. I love Italy. Myself and my wife, one of our first trips was to Italy. Verona, we went on a, would you believe, a Belfast telegraph offer. And we had a beautiful 3 to 4 days in Italy, Lake Garda, Verona, Rome. It was just amazing. My name is Eamon McCusker. I'm the Managing Director of the Chubby Cherub Coffee Company Limited, and also we have another part of the business which is AM/PM. I've been in this industry since I've been 11. Family background, my dad had restaurants, public houses within the city, and I personally did everything to try and get out of the trade, and I ended up right back in it because I realised it was in my blood and it was something that I loved doing. The Chubby Cherub itself has now 2 locations within the city, 2 restaurantes and 1 deli. The offering of the actual brand and the product is to give truly authentic Italian cuisine to patrons within the Belfast city centre area, both on a sit-in application and also for collection, delivery. The brand itself is something that we hope that, has real legs and something we want to, expand over the next number of years. We've been in Upper Arthur Street and now Chichester Street, which is the city centre, since 2012. So quite a long time. So Chichester Street itself went from a 20-seater to now 115 seats. The offering expanded just from doing everything from a cafe style menu right through to the menu we offer now, inclusive of a new deli, which we are about to make more expansion changes to at the moment. So city centre in Chichester Street's been there quite a number of years, and then 2 years ago we got the opportunity to move the brand to the Lisburn Road, which we thought was, a kind of a natural transition, a natural thing to do.
The vast majority of the stuff in Chubby Cherub we make in-house, just to sort of keep it as fresh and as best as we can. So everything from our pizza dough to the sauce that goes on top to our various pasta dishes and our breads. So I'm just shaping the gnocchis for our pork and our herb gnocchi dish. Essentially, easiest way to explain gnocchi for anybody that doesn't know, it's Italian potato bread. It's a mixture of herbs, eggs, Parmigiano Reggiano and truffle oil. We combine that with cooked potatoes and 00 flour, which is a potato-based pasta flour. We serve the gnocchi a little bit differently than what would be traditionally done. So instead of just blanching it off in water and then on the gnocchi to a sauce, we actually pan fry it off once it's blanched. It gives it a nice little crisp, allows us to play with the texture a little bit, and we also think it enhances the flavour. Then we blanch the gnocchi in seasoned water just until it floats, and then we refresh that in olive oil. It means that we don't get a gnocchi sticking to the pan, and it gives us a better crisp and finish in the end. Our gnocchi goes with a white wine and truffle cream.
Truly authentic Italian cuisine is very natural. You do very little with the ingredients. So if you get the right sort of ingredients, you have to do very little to the food in order to give a really good product to a customer. So the sourcing of the food here in Ireland has always been like a prime attribute of this business, because there are some amazing suppliers throughout the island of Ireland. We don't just stay local, we actually did a kind of an alignment with a lot of artisans within the Dublin, supply chain, and we take a lot of that product up from the south of Ireland, north of Ireland, UK. Our view with the product that we get is to try and bring prime product ingredients that we do very little to, so that we can actually serve the product authentically, like the way it's supposed to be. Like at certain times a year, let me give an example. We have a beautiful peach dish that we do as a dessert, which is really simple, peaches and cream with a mascarpone. But you can only do that at a certain moment in the year when that product is prime. Such as, lemons as well. We do a beautiful lemon sorbet. We do the best tiramisu. We can serve that product throughout the year, but the mascarpone that we put into that really changes the product. So the sourcing of the product is probably the most important aspect of the business. And we can only do that with the business partners and the supply chain that we have. Some of that supply chain is, through local suppliers here, which means that we can get the product on an ongoing basis 365 days a year. But some of the product that we bring in, some of our wines, some of our brandies and whatnot, we have to buy directly from specific suppliers that we keep a secret. Sometimes you can over Anglicise or make it too local, some of the tastes. One of the things we don't do here is fries. We don't do chips. We do, sauteed potatoes with a pancetta and a chili oil. We would do a lasagna, but we would make sure that the lasagna that we provide is very unique to us. Our lasagna is cooked, we do a flank, which is cooked 12 hours, slow roasted. That's incorporated with our own mix of mince. The lasagna process, it's 20 layers. It's done with a beautiful Gran Padano at the end of finished off. We have our own homemade pestos that go with it, our own homemade sourdough garlic bread. Everything is built from scratch. There's nothing bought in here, reheated and put on a plate. All our sauces are built from scratch, all of our dishes, all done in-house. So you should truly and authentically feel the difference whenever you go to the venue. Our lasagna is not like anybody else's. No, our tiramisu is not like anybody else's. These are all recognizable dishes, but you will taste the difference.
This is our fresh pizza dough. To get the best result out of this pizza dough, you have to do a 3-day prove. And for that best result, you'll get crispy on the outside and nice and fluffy on the inside. So I'm going to add the pizza sauce, which is made with our fresh vegetables and Italian plum tomatoes. Then you just add our 100% mozzarella cheese. Then we've got our 100% mozzarella. And that is ready for going in the oven. Basically near 400 degrees and cook for 3 to 4 minutes. And after 3 to 4 minutes, we have our margherita pizza.
Whenever we had the small restaurant, which was the Chubby Cherub right at the start, it only held 20 people, and what the customers loved about it was that it was a really unique space. It was a very intimate dining experience. The experience was so important because while it was flamboyant and fun and happy, we were always very serious about the food. One of my concerns was whenever we expanded and made that venue bigger, that we took that atmosphere and that ambience and that genre with us. And that's been one of probably the main things that I'm proud of that we have done. We haven't lost the soul of that original small trattoria that we had, and we kind of brought that to the larger venues. And how we do that is that we try to make sure that if you go into any of the venues, that you will know straight away that, and you feel that kind of ambience, that decor, the atmosphere, the food. You know, we want, whenever you visit the Chubby Cherub restaurant areas or one of the deli, we want you to feel as if that's the best part of your day.